Happy giggling. Your video's gonna be going up and down.
Garth Brooks once sang, "It's the bulls in the blood, the dust in the mud, or the roar of the Sunday crowd." But the great sport of rodeo goes far beyond any lyrics of a song. Every event in the sport of rodeo is competed on some kind of animal: horse, bull, steer, or calf. I'm sure those that have never been to a rodeo may have thought, does it hurt that horse when they spur him in the neck? Or does it hurt that calf when they rope him around the neck and he is jerked to the ground? Well, those questions are the starting argument for the organization PETA, People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, begin their protest. According to PETA's website, www.peta.org, they are the largest animal rights organization in the world with more than 2 million members and supporters. Also on their website, they state that their main focus are on animals that are on factory farms, in the clothing trade, in laboratories, and in the entertainment industry. Hear that? Entertainment industry. PETA considers rodeo as part of the entertainment industry. Rodeo stock and our horses are not for entertainment. We as cowboys and cowgirls are the entertainment. PETA's main goals are to inform the public of animal rights, help animals that are in danger, and to stop animal abuse. This organization does other things as well, like spay and neuter dogs and cats, find safe homes for adoption animals, and to stop the killing or slaughtering of animals. I will at some extent agree that PETA has good intentions, but when it comes to protesting to ban the sport of rodeo, I feel that this organization is crossing the line, and it is not being ethical like their organization name stands for. With you now knowing about PETA and the pros and cons of this organization, I would like you to understand why they are wanting to ban rodeo, but also to understand the importance of rodeo and why PETA is pushing this issue so far. Rodeo events consist of bareback riding, saddle bronc riding, bull riding, team roping, calf roping, and ladies barrel racing, all consisting of using horses, bulls, calves, or steers. Out of all these events, PETA feels like calf roping is the most inhumane event. Let me explain this event to you a little more so that you can understand why. A cowboy backs his horse up in the corner of a box, nods his head for his calf. Horse comes out of the box, chasing the calf, while the cowboy swings his rope, ropes the calf, jumps off his horse, and runs down and flanks his calf, where he ties 3 of the calf's legs with a piggin string. At times when the horse stops, it can and will jerk the calf flat on his back or side, and this is where PETA thinks this event is inhumane. Let me show you a video. Organizations have even changed the event's name from calf roping to tie-down roping to help with the issue that PETA arises. What PETA does not understand is there are regulations to the size and health of these calves. In the National High School Rodeo Association Rule Book, it states that the calves have to weigh between 180 and 250 pounds. Also, the rulebook states that any calf, and this goes for all rodeo stock, that the National Board of Directors has the right to declare any stock unsatisfactory, and any stock so declared will be taken out of the draw. To understand this more clearly, what is being said is that if an animal is sick, poor, or unhealthy, or injured, it is unacceptable to be used for competition. In a recent article by PETA, they have stated that all rodeo events are used with normal, docile animals, and that we as competitors provoke these animals into displaying wild behavior in order to make cowboys and cowgirls look brave. Believe me, I have competed in rodeo for over 15 years, and not once have I ever wanted to provoke my horse to act wild, to make me look braver, and I haven't known any other cowboy or cowgirl that has done the same either. That is just simply a misunderstanding of the sport of rodeo and its animal athletes. Some of the other concerns PETA has is some of the use of equipment on these animals, for instance, the flank strap. The flank strap is a piece of leather with wool over it, with a buckle that snugs up when it is held onto when the horse leaves the chute. PETA claims that this flank strap is a strap that is tightly put around the horse or bull's abdomen that causes them to buck vigorously in an attempt to escape pain. The flank strap is actually covered with wool, with no other objects to make the animal buck harder. It is not put around the horse's abdomen. It is put around the flank area where it is mostly skin and is a ticklish area for the horse or bull. The horse or bull reacts to this ticklish feeling by bucking, which in simple terms, they're just trying to kick it off, not because it is causing pain, but because these animals are prey animals, and this is how they react to something like this. With you now knowing some of the concerns and arguments that PETA has about rodeo, I would like to tell you about rodeo's look on animal welfare, and to tell you what these animals mean to us that we use for events in the sport of rodeo. Let me first start with what a cowboy or cowgirl horse means to them. These animals are like part of the family and a companion. These animals end up being a best friend and a companion for life. These animals are like professional athletes to us. A cowboy or cowgirl will make sure their horse are in the best of shape, best health, consuming the best feed and vitamins and fresh water 24/7. A person will spend anywhere from $5,000 to $250,000 on these horses to be able to be competitive in the sport which they compete in. So with that being said, spending as much as $250,000, why would we want to abuse these animals? Many competitors will insure these animals or even get health insurance so that if a major injury occurs, money does not become a concern. You have heard me say many times about a stock contractor. What a stock contractor is someone who supplies the rodeo with the best stock they have for all events. The PRCA website explains that stock contractors, the ranchers who raise and provide livestock to rodeos, also have an obviously financial interest in keeping the animals healthy. Simple logic dictates that no sensible business person would abuse an animal that is expected to perform in the future. Also on the PRCA website, it is stated in the livestock welfare that in the sport of professional rodeo, cowboys share the limelight with the rodeo livestock. For a cowboy to compete at the highest level, the livestock also must be in peak condition. Both are athletes in their own right. The very nature of rodeo requires a working relationship and in some events a partnership between the cowboy and the animal athletes. When it comes to veterinary care, for any rodeo stock or cowboy and cowgirl's own horse, they are cared for by the best veterinarians around. The livestock welfare for the PRCA also has stated that consistent proper treatment of animals by the PRCA members in and out of the arena has been well documented by veterinarians who have witnessed the health and condition of these animals firsthand. Scottsdale, Arizona equine veterinarian Jennifer Sheeling has to say about the PRCA. The PRCA upholds the standard of humane care of rodeo animal athletes. And in my professional opinion, rodeo remains a healthy, humane, family-oriented sport. Animal welfare is a huge part of the sport of rodeo. We never intended for a horse, bull, steer, or calf to get hurt while competing. But just like any sport, injuries and unfortunate things can happen. To the outsider, rodeo can seem to be cruel to animals. But the thing is, people don't see is how much time, money, dedication, and care we put into these animals. These animals are just like any athlete. They have to be in tip-top shape, on a well-balanced diet, and have vet checkups to make sure their health is good to prevent injuries, that occur during competition and while traveling. These animals love their job, and they know when it is time to perform. Their job is to put on a show, and they do it. The sport of rodeo has been around for years, and I don't know one cowboy or cowgirl that would agree with me that our animals are like part of our family.